Welcome everyone, join us today as we pay tribute to Françoise Hardy, the ethereal voice of the 1960s French yee movement, that captured hearts worldwide with her wistful melodies and timeless elegance. So let's dive in. Françoise Madeleine Hardy, born the 17th of January 1944 in Paris, France. She was zodiac sign Capricorn. Françoise was born in Paris during German-occupied France in World War II and experienced a challenging childhood. Raised by her mother, an assistant accountant, she and her younger sister Michelle grew up without much support from their father Etienne Dillard. A married man from a wealthy background, Etienne visited their Paris flat in the 9th arrondissement only twice a year and contributed little, financially or emotionally, to their upbringing. Françoise's strained relationship with her father was compounded by her limited family connections. Her closest relatives were her maternal grandparents in the Paris suburb of Aulnay-sous-Bois, but her grandmother's harsh criticisms and constant negative remarks, calling her unattractive and a bad person, only deepened her introversion. Françoise later described her grandmother as a neurotic old woman with an overbearing personality. Adding to her struggles, she attended La Bruyère, a strict convent school for girls, where her natural timidity persisted. As a result, Françoise grew into a studious and devout student, but her shyness remained a significant challenge. As a teenager, Françoise began writing songs in her free time, inspired by the music she heard on the radio. A devoted music enthusiast, she started with Georges Guitry's operettas before discovering French chanson icons like Paul Anka, Charles Trenet, and Cora Vauquer. Alone in her bedroom, she would sing along to the radio, mimicking her idol's hits. Encouraged by her mother's Austrian boyfriend, Françoise and her sister spent school holidays in Austria to improve their German. During these trips, Françoise immersed herself in her favorite music and dedicated hours to composing her own songs. After excelling in her baccalaureate exams, Françoise received a special birthday gift from her father, a guitar. With this, she could fully dedicate herself to practicing her singing and soon enrolled at the Petit Conservatoire de Marais, a renowned singing school of the 1960s. While her mother encouraged her to continue her education alongside her musical pursuits, Françoise secured a spot at the political science faculty. However, politics didn't appeal to her, and she eventually switched to the Sorbonne to study literature. Throughout this time, Françoise continued singing and writing songs. One day, she noticed a record company advertisement seeking new talent and decided to audition. Though her first attempt was unsuccessful, it motivated her to keep trying. After intensive singing lessons and 2 more auditions, her persistence paid off. On November 14, 1961, at just 17 years old, Françoise Hardy signed her first recording contract with the Vogue label. In April 1962, Françoise recorded her debut single, featuring "Oh Oh Oh Chérie," written by 2 of Johnny Halliday's regular collaborators, alongside 3 of her own compositions, including "Tous les garçons et les filles." The latter caught the attention of Daniel Philippaki, host of Radio Europe's iconic music show Salut les copains, who played the track relentlessly. "Tous les garçons et les filles" became a massive hit, selling an astonishing 2 million copies and propelling Françoise to instant fame. Joining the ranks of 1960s idols like Johnny Hallyday, Sylvie Vartan, Richard Anthony, and Sheila, Françoise Hardy emerged as a leading figure in the yee movement and a central star of the French music scene. Françoise quickly became a fixture on the covers of top music magazines. During a photo shoot for Salut les copains, she met photographer JeanMariePérier, an encounter that would profoundly shape her life. Perier not only became Françoise's romantic partner but also played a pivotal role in her transformation from a shy, awkward schoolgirl into a fashionable trendsetter. He became both her lover and her mentor, guiding her evolution into a modern cultural icon. Françoise quickly became the face of 1960s France, her image adorning top magazines and newspapers. Her quiet beauty caught the attention of renowned director Roger Vadim, who cast her in a leading role in Shadow and Suede. Her performance earned critical praise, with many predicting a bright acting career. However, Françoise's true passion remained her music. Her singing career soared in late 1963 when she performed at the iconic Paris venue L'Olympia, opening for Yee star Richard Anthony. Her performance was a resounding success, followed by a national tour that solidified her growing fame. That same year, her debut album, a compilation of her hit singles, received widespread acclaim and achieved remarkable success, winning the prestigious Prix de l'Académie Charles Cros and the Trophée de la Télévision Française. Adding to her milestones, Françoise represented Monaco in the Eurovision Song Contest with the song L'amour c'est va, further cementing her place as an international star. In 1964, Françoise embarked on an extensive European tour, which included a performance at Italy's renowned San Remo Song Contest. Singing Parla mi di te in Italian, she captivated the Italian audience with her heartfelt delivery. Although her voice was neither particularly powerful nor distinctive, her deeply emotional performances and exceptional lyrics endeared her to audiences throughout her career. Despite her growing fame, Françoise remained a reserved and private individual, uneasy with the glamorous demands of the showbiz world. However, JeanMariePérier convinced her to model creations by top French designers such as Courreges, Paco Rabanne, Chanel, and Yves Saint Laurent. In 1965, Françoise returned to acting, securing a role in Jean-Daniel Poyet's film Un bal au cœur. Although the production was lengthy and challenging, her performance received glowing reviews when the film was released in February 1966, further cementing her status as a multifaceted talent. In late 1965, Françoise returned to the legendary Olympia, this time opening for the traditional French chanson group Les Compagnons de la Chanson. The pairing left the music press baffled, with many questioning how a modern icon like Françoise could share the stage with a group considered outdated or even forgotten by critics. Françoise herself viewed these remarks as an unwarranted insult from the press. Despite this, her fame continued to grow internationally. Through her photographer boyfriend JeanMariePérier, Françoise began mingling with some of the biggest stars of the era, including the Beatles, Mick Jagger, and the Rolling Stones. Françoise returned to acting, starring alongside Yves Montand and James Garner in John Frankenheimer's film Grand Prix. While not a blockbuster, the film introduced her to American audiences. Shortly after its release, Warner Brothers signed a deal with her French label, Vogue, to distribute her records in the US. Following a successful promotional campaign, Françoise became a US star, gracing magazine covers and appearing on major TV shows. Before conquering the US, Françoise had already found success in Britain, where her English-language album in English became a hit. Performing at venues like London's Savoy Hotel in avant-garde designs by Courreges and Paco Rabanne, she captivated audiences. However, her grueling schedule began to take a toll, straining her relationship with JeanMariePérier, which ended in 1967. She soon started dating Jacques Dutronc, though their busy careers left little time for each other. Françoise embarked on a demanding 73-date tour in 1967, followed by recording sessions for her album Ma jeunesse fait le camp. The whirlwind continued into 1968, with European TV appearances, university concerts in Britain, and a tour in South Africa. Exhausted, she retired from touring that year, performing a final concert at London's Savoy to focus on recording. By the late 1960s, with the Yee era fading, Françoise faced uncertainties about her career. In 1969, she entered a legal battle with Vogue and closed her production company, Productions Asparagus. Despite these challenges, Françoise Hardy reinvented herself in the 1970s, shedding the image of a fashionable ingénue crafted by her ex-boyfriend JeanMariePérier. A more mature Françoise emerged, determined to perform songs that expressed her inner self rather than chasing chart-friendly pop hits. In 1971, she collaborated with Brazilian musician Tuca to record an untitled album for the Sonopress label. This work, featuring iconic tracks like Chanson d'eau and La Question, one of Hardy's personal favorites, became a cult classic. Though it failed commercially, critics hailed it as a masterpiece. Unbothered by low sales, Hardy prioritized connecting with an audience that appreciated her authenticity over mass appeal. On June 16, 1973, Françoise and Jacques Dutronc welcomed their son, Thomas, who later pursued a successful career in music. In 1974, they settled in a three-story house near Parc Montceris, spending summers at Dutron's home in Lumio, Corsica. During this period, Françoise released some of her most ambitious albums, including 1973's Message Personnel, with its lush title track exploring unspoken emotions and unrequited love. Françoise and Jacques married in 1981 for financial reasons but separated in 1988. Despite other relationships, they remained close and never divorced. Françoise's personal life was marked by profound tragedy. In 1981, her estranged father, who had secretly led a double life as a closeted gay man, was likely murdered at home, possibly by a young male prostitute. In the mid-2000s, her sister, who struggled with mental illness and lacked parental affection during her upbringing, developed self-harm and paranoid schizophrenic tendencies and likely died by taking her own life. Commercial success enabled Françoise to pursue her passion for astrology, which began in the 1960s. She studied under French writer Jean-Pierre Nicolas, supported his methods, and published Les Rhythms du Zodiaque in 2003. She also worked as a horoscope reader for Radio Monte Carlo. Françoise published her first fiction, L'amour fou, Crazy Love, in 2012, alongside an album of the same name. Its success led to two essay collections in 2015 and 2016. Her political comments sparked controversy in 2012 when she claimed a proposed millionaire tax would force her to sell her apartment. Later in life, Françoise's music reached new generations. She collaborated on a remix of Blur's To the End in 1994. She sang in with Iggy Pop on I'll Be Seeing You, and released reissues Through Light in the Attic in 2015. And in 2021 joined Bon Entendeur for a new version of her hit Le Temps de l'amour. Despite challenges, Françoise continued to create and inspire until the end of her life. Françoise, who overcame lymphatic cancer in the mid-2000s, was diagnosed with a malignant ear tumor in 2018. Having suffered intense physical pain, and despite further chemotherapy and immunotherapy, her health declined. Sadly, on June 11, 2024, Françoise Hardy passed away from laryngeal cancer in Paris at the age of 80, having also endured falls and fractures in her final years. Her son announced her passing on Instagram, writing, "Mum is gone." A farewell ceremony was held on June 20, 2024, at Père Lachaise Cemetery's crematorium and columbarium. And there you have it. Though Françoise's life faced its share of challenges, her legacy endures as a symbol of understated brilliance and emotional depth, both within her life and work. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos just like this. Take care and bye for now.